All right, we are recording in the KVAR studios of KVAR Corp. I want to thank everybody who helped put this production together, everybody on the team, and special thanks to KVAR. Visit kvar.com, and KVAR's latest and greatest pistol they'll be selling, we hope if we work something out, is going to be Taurus. And we have David Holland here, one of my best, closest friends in the business.
What's going on?
What's up? So we had the opportunity to get David in, and he was super reluctant to come down and record an episode. He was being shy, but I said, I'm not going to take no for an answer. I wanted to hear some things, some updates about the brand, some stuff going on, and I definitely wanted to hear a little bit about his thoughts on firearms. We've seen, so many changes in the industry. It's awesome to have you. It's even better to call you a friend. And I'm super pumped to have you in the studio and be able to record with you. So I can't thank you enough. And I want to get your thoughts. I know a lot about your journey. We've been friends a long time. But tell me, don't make it, we're not going to make this about you, because I know it's not about you. Yeah. But I want to make it about the brand. And you've done so much with that brand in your time there and held so many titles. What is it, what's going on with Taurus and what's going to be coming up, and what are you excited about?
We're excited about, first, thanks for having me. And of course, it's always great to be around the friendship, in the industry and knowing the real from everything else. As far as it goes with Taurus and our upcomings and what we're working on and everything that we're trying to accomplish as far as, bringing up the firearm industry as an entire, not just worrying about, year branding or, certain aspects of the business, just understanding it as an entire. Working on new products like our new release of the TX22, which has been, amazing home run for us. It's a
great pistol.
It is. It's really amazing. It's always looking for that next judge. What's the next firearm that will people will understand and be around for 10, 12 years and have offsprings of it that are, amazing. And keeping it in the right price point. It sucks to sometimes have people come up and say, I really want to save up for this firearm.
Yeah.
Understanding that it happens in the industry and it has to. But, we'd rather just have somebody be able to say, hey, I really want it. I was able to go out and get it. And, keep it at a normal
attractive
level.
Price point.
Yeah.
We're all jaded. And I talk about this all the time. Tracy and I have talked about this, obviously we're all jaded. We talk about things, whether it's 50 cals or whatever it is, because we have access to all that stuff. Not that we get it all free or stuff like that, but we just have the access to better pricing. So we're a little jaded. So it is, you have to look at it as the consumer is putting, their hard-earned cash dollars into something like this. And that's something that you take very seriously on the sales side, because when you're sitting in your meetings, someone is going to take their cash out of their pocket and pay for this, and it might be the only pistol they ever buy.
Yeah.
That's why the TX22 is such a home run for you guys, I think. I really do believe that. I think you guys came out with something that's such a great training wheel pistol someone can get started on. And I just thought, I looked at that and I'm like, wow, they really hit a home run with this. And your team did an awesome job coming out with that. And that was just one of those, home run starter pistols, similar to like what the Ruger 1022 did for Ruger.
Yeah, definitely.
And I what kind of, when you guys, because Taurus is so big and people don't realize how big Taurus really is. Taurus is a monster out there, guys. And what I try to tell people is Taurus is not a brand that just popped up out of nowhere. They're a giant conglomerate of companies. And what are some of those other companies associated with the brand?
As far as it goes with Taurus, Taurus has his own entity, and of course we also have Heritage Firearms and Rossi Firearms, and the Heritage Firearms. I want to say we are the kind of like the Glocks for the single action. We have all the accessories out there available for it. It's one of the best single actions out there on 22 LR, 22 mag platform, hands down. Been around for years. Really good training firearms also, and just really fun to get back into that semi, platform on a 22 LR that's not going to cost $400 or $500.
Right.
And Ruger just came out with the Renegade one, which is very similar to the Heritage line. And again, it's great to see other firearm manufacturers in the industry saying, we want to make the new cool things, but we also don't want to lose the heritage that came from, which is lever action shootings, that's where Rossi steps in. We have the lever action firearms also, and the rim fires and things like that, and at the same price point than every other competitor out there.
It's so much fun watching your brand evolve, and in all the time I've known you, the different hats that you've worn there. You have to love the business to stay in it as long as you have and we have. And I think it's been 7 or 8 years for me. I know it's been a while for you now. That kind of evolution that we've seen, whether it's at the shows and in the things that come out, it's a fun time right now and a scary time at the same time to be watching that transition. And you guys will be going through a transition of your own moving.
Yeah. We're actually moving up big time. We're basically at about around somewhere under 90,000 square foot now, moving into Bainbridge, Georgia, by the end of this year, which is actually a little under, or actually a little over 200,000 square feet facility. So we're definitely building because the industry's asking us to. We're at the ceiling where we are now. We're pumping out as fast as we can, and we're taking on more staff and taking on more projects because it goes back to that innovator or die. You know what I mean?
It's totally an innovator or die market. I mean, we've seen some really cool companies come along and some companies die, and I'm not going to name names. Some brands kind of have fallen off the table, but that's just a sign of the time. I think everybody rushed into the market. When it was election season last year, people loaded up thinking she was going to win, and now we've seen kind of some of those die off, and I think that they were a little fast thinking in terms of getting there. But companies like Taurus that stayed tried and true and steadfast and stuck to their product lines and their launches and, getting their SKUs straight are the ones that are going to stick around for a really long time, because it's not necessarily how deep your pocketbook is. It's really making sure that your line is complementing and adjusting for the time, and that's kind of what you're getting at. It's really important. I love what you guys have done, and I'm hoping your visit here and through this relationship with KVAR, you guys are going to be able to continue to sell more pistols and MSR through our distribution channels. I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be an awesome partnership, because I think your brand nestles nicely in a space that people can afford it. They have to save, but they're not scratching their last dollar to purchase one. And I think it's going to hit a home run. I think you guys have done a fantastic job with your team and your staff. And I've spent some time with you guys the last show, and I was able to kind of get close and watch how you guys work and how you guys think. And you guys have a good time.
Yeah, we definitely do. I mean, we don't want to only make it about a job. It's
a life.
It's a lifestyle, and that's exactly what we do. I mean, we're in the industry. We shoot as well. We buy ammo. We buy firearms. We buy the accessories. We go into stores and just purchase it. You know what I mean? We're just as keen as any other person out there. We work in the industry, but we still do it on a daily. We still EDC, and we still run the bags and do all this stuff. So it's a 100% lifestyle, and it shows with the people that we work with. And we have some of the finest people in the industries that we have as friends and that we have as colleagues, and that maybe we've worked together or we are working together, or we're always keeping it in that same group and expanding on people who are all about the Second Amendment, just like us.
And you guys have always had such good leadership. I know you're a big fan of David, and you guys have had great leadership at the top, and a good message all the way through. And it's always been professional. That's the one thing. One thing I can say about Taurus, I spent a lot of time around them, and anybody who knows me, I'm not the most professional guy in the room, but you guys have always been professionals through and through, and that's just awesome to see play out, and your approach and how you handle things. It's exciting to watch, and I'm super excited about what the future holds for Taurus. Now we're getting into the summer season a little bit. Guys are getting out on the range. Guys are shooting. I know you just mentioned in there, what was it? Jesse just won another competition, and she's one of your flagship shooters. We're hoping to get her on and maybe get some words out of her. That's super exciting. That has to be a huge feather in the cap for you guys.
It is. Again, it goes back to us being shooters. The same token. Not only on our firearms, but on every firearm. You give the hats off to the winners out there and the ones who really make it happen. And we've been working on not only the pistols, but also the revolver side of it. Coming out with the new 8.56 and the Raging Hunter that won the 2019 Golden Bullseye Award, and the Raging Hunter family, and things like that. It's elevating the brand and keeping the same price point. Just because we hit home runs with like our G2C, which everybody loves, and the G2S, and then we came out with the TH9 and firearms like this, everybody was expecting a little upcharge in dollar amount to say, hey, you know, you guys really did good on the G2C. I'm pretty sure your next gun is going to be a little more expensive because now you're finally getting up there. And it's not that at all. We're keeping our same price point.
I got to ask about the Raging Hunter, and I know we're going to get a soundbite out of this. What, when you're designing that thing, okay? Because if you haven't seen this revolver, guys, it's completely obnoxious. What goes into the design of that? And are people sitting around like, no, 8 inches isn't enough?
We got to go more.
We got to go more. Like, what's the thought process in that? I know there's a science.
There is. And I mean, it really is kind of like an offset from our Raging Bulls, right? Our Raging Bulls were just real, you know, people out there hunting, you know, and scared of bears or whatever might be out there need
big game.
Yeah, big game. Need something in a revolver form that they know they can point and shoot and just keep pulling the trigger and don't have to worry about any issues out there. And that's that's one of them. So we actually, since we won the Golden Bullseye Award with the 44 mag and 8.5 inch available in two-tone and in black,
Christ.
we came out with 3 more options and calibers and 3 more barrel lengths. So now it's available in 454 Casull, 44 mag, and the 357, which obviously shoots 38. Different sizes go anywhere from 8.5 to 5.5 to 4.5 or 6.